Hello and welcome back to Backhanded Compliments. Today I'm reviewing the Dunlop SX300 tennis racket. Now, for me, Dunlop has always been the most underrated manufacturer of great tennis rackets. I used the M-Fill series in high school as well as the CX200 and FX500 for years. And I've wanted to take a look at some of Dunlop's new lineup, so I picked this up at Racket Doctor and got the demo, and I've got to say that I really enjoyed playing with this racket. It's got a 16 by 19 string bed, it weighs 11.4 ounces strung, and it's got an 100 square inch head. And what I love about this racket, and you can even see in terms of appearance, it's very similar to the Babolat Pure Aero, which is a racket that I always really liked, but I just wasn't able to control my shots enough and I really lacked consistency. And this seems to have all of the same access to spin and action on the ball, but with none of the downside. I really was able to control the ball with this racket, and serving as well as my backhands are just truly phenomenal with this thing. So let's look at some footage. I'll get into what I liked and didn't like about the racket, but spoiler alert, there's really not much here not to like. So tell me what your thoughts are if you've used this racket. My setup here is probably about 50 pounds. Again, it is a demo, so this isn't up to my specs. But yeah, hope you enjoy the review. Leave a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel.
So I guess if I have to nitpick on anything, it would be that my overheads and volleys took a while to get crisp. This racket does have a lot of access to spin and nuance, so just getting that grip 100% comfortable took a little bit of adjusting to. Now, I had played 2 sets with this racket, and after just kind of experimenting a little bit in the first set, I was really able to find my groove in the second set and control points nicely. I will say that down the line forehands took a bit of getting used to. I had to adjust my timing a little bit, and my student, who's a 3.5 here, who we're trying to get him to a higher playing level, what we wanted to focus on was him being more aggressive with his forehand. So I was trying to target, his lefty forehand, and sometimes I felt like I'd hit the ball long. But again, I'm really nitpicking here. I really liked the amount of range I had with the racket because it's really good for everything else. Great spin on second serves, phenomenal control going cross court. I was able to really crank on all of my offense with this thing, and it was really fun. I didn't feel like I had to compromise too much. I felt very in control of everything. So definitely the best part of this racket is serving. I was able to get easy power, and I felt in complete command of all the different spins I could possibly get on my second serve. And I feel like especially with second serves, it always takes me a bit to get comfortable with whatever racket I'm using. But for the SX300, that just wasn't the case. Right away, this thing felt natural, and for the weekend and the week that I used it, I would have to say I was probably getting about 70% of my first serves in, with an average speed of about 90 to 100 miles per hour. My top speed was 126 inside the service box. I did hit one serve 129, but I wasn't really stretching a lot or doing too much physical stuff to get prepared for these practice matches with my students. So the fact I was easily able to stay up there with my pace was amazing, and it just felt so good to play out the rest of the point when your first serve or your return went in. It just felt like right off the bat I would have control over the points I was playing. So as someone who's usually more of a defensive player, I felt like this racket was a great middle ground in terms of being able to hit those high margin shots that make you consistent while also letting loose with the offense. So just a really fun racket to play with, and it really all starts with how awesome it is to serve. So in conclusion, I'm actually going to go ahead and purchase one of these things and start using it. I really love this racket, and it's exactly what I've been looking for, the Dunlop SX300.